Hello, welcome to the Mastering GitHub video training course. This course aims to turn you into a proficient GitHub user, regardless of your current level. You might have dabbled with GitHub for a long time already or be entirely new to it. It doesn't matter. I guarantee you'll learn a lot of great tips and tricks along the way. Let me take you through a quick rundown of how the course is structured so you can get a sense of where we're going. In Chapter 2, we'll set up a GitHub account, make it tight and secure, tune its profile, create our first repo, and also make our first fork of a repo not our own. We will also introduce a number of important GitHub concepts and terminology. Chapter 3 is all about the GitHub workflow, a methodology of work at the heart of GitHub's most important features. It all revolves around branches and pull requests, so we'll practice that and discuss why it's a great approach and how to best implement it. Chapter 4 will get out of the reservation and show how to use GitHub outside of the github.com website with regular Git command line interface or the Hub Wrapper tool or GitHub desktop applications. In Chapter 5, we'll dive in depth into GitHub Flavored Markdown, the preferred textual format for writing just about anything on GitHub, from commit messages to comments to issues to pull requests and wiki pages. It's a great format with enormous possibilities under a tiny, simple syntax. Because GitHub is so vast and rich, Chapter 6 will teach us how to search for just about anything with speed and laser-like precision, including custom filter syntaxes and advanced search features. So much happens on GitHub that it can quickly become difficult to stay abreast of all that's going on with the projects we care about and the people whose work we follow. In Chapter 7, we'll learn of all the tools GitHub gives us to effortlessly stay on top of things. As soon as you put code out there for others to work with or contribute to, at some point things are bound to grip, and we'll want to be able to report that and work towards resolution. Chapter 8 will explore the issues feature and how we can efficiently triage them, group them in logical batches, and eventually push clean, well-rounded releases out. We put a lot of important, mission-critical stuff on GitHub, including some high-value intellectual property. In order to avoid potential disasters, Chapter 9 will help us understand what GitHub has to offer in order to tighten and beef up our security, and will teach us a number of best practices in that area. Chapter 10 is all about managing our repos and dealing with various common situations such as non-cut files, enormous files, and many administrative tasks such as renaming or transferring repos. If, like me, you love the speed of getting around and running operations all from the keyboard, you will love Chapter 11 that will explore the numerous keyboard shortcuts GitHub provides for us to work blazingly fast. Chapter 12 will discuss a wonderful little feature called Gist that lets us quickly share a bunch of files and work on it without having to create a regular repo for it. It's ideal for quick code sharing. It will also demonstrate nifty little third-party services for quickly hosting a temporary static version of a repos or Gist so we can try out their code in real hosted context. Finally, Chapter 13 will give us all the tools and best practices for fostering collaboration around our repos, which is, after all, what GitHub is all about. From proper licensing to contribution guides to readmes to wikis, it leaves no door unopened. Before we get cracking, it's only good manners that I introduce myself. So hi, I'm Christophe Porteneuve. I'm a French guy living in Paris, and I've been a professional developer for 20 years now. I've been training people on Git professionally for the past 5 years, especially with a 3-day training course called 360 Degrees Git, through my company, Delicious Insights, to the point that I am sort of the reference Git guy in France by now. I've been using Git and GitHub intensively since 2008, about a month before GitHub went public, and I'm working with well over 200 repos in there, private or public, mine or through organizations. I've worked closely with GitHub the company for a few years now, co-training at GitHub events or speaking at GitHub events. So when O'Reilly approached GitHub training to talk about producing video courses, they just said, "You should see Christophe about that." And here we are. I'm TDD on GitHub and Porteneuve on Twitter and Medium, where, by the way, you can find a number of in-depth articles of mine about all things Git on my account, which is devoted to that topic. I hope you enjoy the course and learn a ton along the way. Let's get going.